Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday to everybody. How you guys doing? Thank you for joining the show tonight. We got a banger for you. The last three ACC teams we haven't done: Clemson, Georgia Tech, and Cal. I'm not even sure that there's a single Cal fan that watches this channel, but if they're here, we'll breeze through that thing like a hot knife through butter, I promise you. Spoiler alert, Cal going 6-6 just like they did last year, but Clemson and Georgia Tech more entertaining. Everybody go join Robert's. Robert, I'll moderize you. What did I say? Moderize you? Is that even a thing? I'll make you a moderator. You can post the link in the chat, buddy. Here we go. There you go, Robert. You can post a link to the Fantasy Football League in the chat. Everyone go sign up for the Fantasy Football League. I'm giving away $50 American. That's right, $50 American at the end of the season for the winner. I didn't even want to do a fantasy football. Now I'm giving away $50 for no reason. But it doesn't really matter because I'm going to win. So I won't have to pay any of y'all, obviously. But seriously, go sign up. It'll be fun. I didn't realize this was just an instrumental to the lap dance is so much better when the stripper is crying. That's a good song, but apparently I just played the instrumental for no reason. But we could change that right now. How many of you guys have heard this song, though? How many? You got to be at least, I would say, at least 35, maybe 40 years old to remember this song here. I'm pretty sure this is a one-hit wonder because I never heard of these people again after this. How many of you guys remember not Into You, 2NU? Y'all remember them? They have some bangers, but here's one of them right here. I haven't heard this song in probably, I'm not even kidding, probably since the 90s. For a reason. It's not a very good song, but it's funny.
I had this dream the other night. I went to work one day, and nobody remembered who I was. So I decided to take the day off. On my way out, I run into my boss, and he says, "Hey, you look familiar." I said, "Thanks. People say that a lot in these dreams." And the horns kicked in. My shoes started to squeak. Then all of a sudden, I'm standing on a beach in some tropical part of the world, and there's a sign that says, "Aren't you supposed to be at work?" Sort of screamed out at me. I remember, I'd been here in other dreams. Usually there was a water polo game, and a girl who could talk with her eyes. And she'd say,
"Can you see what I'm saying?"
And the horns kicked in, and my shoes started to squeak. Before I knew it, I was walking near a lake when a phone rings, and the operator.
Oh, Taste the Biscuit, yeah.
I don't understand.
To play Taste the Biscuit.
Then the horns kicked in. My shoes started to squeak. Before long, I was coming up on this really weird part of my dream. You know, the part where I know how to tap dance, but I can only do it while wearing golf shoes. Now I'm back on the beach, walking with this girl who talks with her eyes. This time she says,
"I think you see what I'm saying."
Then, just before I woke up, it started to rain in Southern California.
How about the Taste the Biscuit death metal version? I don't think I've ever heard that. We'll do that one.
The girl talked with her eyes.
"Can you see what I'm saying?"
Aren't you supposed to be at work? This is Ponderous, man.
The name of the song is Ponderous. It's either Ponderous or This is Ponderous, one of those two. By 2NU. It's the only song I've ever heard by them. I have no idea. Apparently, maybe they have other songs that I don't know about. This sounds a lot like the Bloodhound Gang, but this is a request from who was that said that? Who said play Taste the Biscuit? Who was that? Anyway, this is Taste the Biscuit heavy metal version. Death metal version, I guess. I don't know. I wish I could show you the video to this because it's, well, look, here, I'll show it to you. Fuck it, I don't care. Look at this. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what I'm watching right now. There's people shopping behind them. Like, what is going on here? I just saw 10 viewers drop off immediately when I started playing this song. Ah, dang, man. What do they put on? Y'all ever been on Reddit before? And they got like hashtags on there like what is it? NTFW, not for work. Yeah, well, I guess somebody's still working at 7 o'clock. I don't know. All right, it's official. This is the worst song I've ever heard in my life. Who suggested this? That was bad, man. Holy shit. What's up, Sea-Dog?
Hey.
Why are you sitting in the dark for no reason?
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
In the dark?
You got a light in there, or?
Maybe.
How long have you been sitting in that closet?
Not that long.
Is that what you're in, a closet? Are you in a closet?
It's a little bigger than a closet.
But that's what it is, though, right? I mean, what else would it be? I mean, it's either the closet or the laundry room.
It's an office.
Oh.
Sorta. I've got.
Yeah, that's definitely a closet, bro. I mean, you can call it what you want, but
here.
I mean,
This is the desk I sit at. Got a mini fridge, a window here. I keep it closed so the outside light doesn't get in.
that's good. Yeah, who needs vitamin D is not invited.
And then I've
Who
got
needs
a
that?
I got a shelf with crap on it. And my dog cage, we had to put him in here because we had to make room for the bassinet.
What's all over the bottom of the dog cage there? What is that?
It's a little bed.
Oh, a bed. I thought something was stuck on there.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got a couple of Georgia Tech decorations there. Check this out. Hang on. And then I got a piano on this side.
A piano?
Yeah.
Can you play that?
No.
Why is it there then?
Well, it's my wife's. It's like
Can your wife play it?
no.
Well,
It's like our family's piano.
I say that I've got two guitars. I've got a collector's edition Gibson guitar over here, electric guitar, and also a Fender acoustic guitar. I can't play either one, so I guess I'm barking up the wrong tree. I can't play the instruments I have in my room either.
Check this out.
Yeah, I saw your video. So yeah, tell me about that real quick before we get into these games. You went to what was that called? What do they call that?
First Saturday on the Flats.
First Saturday on the Flats. What does that mean?
Well, the Flats is what they call the football field over there. So at Georgia Tech, and then the first Saturday is just like it's basically just fan day.
Okay.
They call it first Saturday on the Flats because they do it on the Saturday. It's the first.
Is there any sort of scrimmage, or do you just go out there and meet the players and meet the coaches and stuff like that?
Yeah, no, there's no scrimmage. It's just signing stuff. And Brent Key put, "Wow, this is cool as hell. Go Jackets. Tell with Georgia." And they signed it, Brent Key, there at the end.
I saw the video. It was pretty funny that you walked. So for those of you who haven't seen, you have to go see it. It's on Sea Dog's channel. He walks up to, I don't know. So there's he's sitting at a table, right? Brent Key is, and signing autographs, and you have to wait in line, I guess, right? So how long do you have to wait in line for that?
Like 15 or 20 minutes.
15 or 20 minutes. So you finally, now first of all, here's what I imagine, because I see past whatever the video is. I imagine you're standing in line the entire time holding that giant key. And of course he sees you because you're the only jabroni in line holding a giant key, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So he probably sees you coming from a mile away. So you wait in line for 20 minutes, you get up to him, then tell us what happens after that. You give him the key and tell him to sign it?
Actually, yeah, I do give him the key to tell him to sign it. But actually, he doesn't see you while you're in line. It's around a corner. So
What? Why?
yeah, I don't know. It's just how they had it set up.
Okay.
Because there's a big breezeway, and then there was kind of like a room at the end of it. So it was just around the corner is where they had him set up.
Okay.
So there's just space for people to stand. So no, he didn't see me until I was right there.
So you hand him when you get up to the table, what do you say to him? Because you're a grown man holding a giant key.
I basically just was like, "Hey coach, what's up? I made this key at work," and I wish it was more exciting to tell, but he's a very reserved man, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I believe it. Much. He didn't say a freaking word.
Really?
Yeah, no, he not until the end. He just wrote, "This is cool as hell," and I was like, I made a comment. I was like, "Sorry if it's hard to write on," because it is styrofoam, but it's kind of rough, texture.
Yeah. So it is. So I was wondering what it was made out of. When you said you made it at work, I thought maybe it was made out of wood, but the way that you toss it around, it clearly is super light. So it's styrofoam. What'd you make that out of? It's not other than styrofoam. Where'd you get the styrofoam from?
Well, just from work, we just had scrap.
Scrap styrofoam?
I do foam stuff at work all the time.
Okay.
We get big blocks of them though. You know how artists will sculpt foam out of.
Oh, so you just get giant blocks that they ship to you of styrofoam, and you can just cut whatever you want to out of it?
Slice off of it, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then I put it on my CNC machine.
Well, hell, I don't really. I don't have much more. Can you make me a Clemson styrofoam, Paul?
Make you anything,
Make me a Clemson styrofoam, Paul.
Paul?
A paw, yeah, yeah, a paw. You know, a Clemson paw.
Just a paw? Does it? Well, because usually the styrofoam is for like 3D stuff, but a paw I could use like wood. You know, if it's just like a sign. This I use. I don't know how many people remember the buzzsaw versus the ukulele last year, but the buzzsaw used this in the titular scene where he freaking defeated the ukulele.
I do remember. I remember that.
So, so that was the purpose of that. It just because it's a unique shape, you know.
Yes, it is a unique shape.
That's why it's like, but a paw I could do just out of like a sign.
Do you just put it into like some computer system and it automatically cuts it for you? Is that what because if you're hand cutting it, a Clemson paw might be a little bit. Well, let me.
No, the computer does it.
Okay, so you can just put like an image of a Clemson paw in there, and it'll cut it out to that design.
Well, I need lines. I need like vectors, you know. So.
Well, there's one thing about Clemson is there's let me try to show you. Hold on.
It can be like just an image, although I can take images and trace them, but I do have to have like. So I do all that. That's my job, is to convert it into something that can be cut. So
in the Clemson paw, there has to be this little, and I've learned this the hard way. Believe me, it is weird. If I can show you here on the camera, hold on. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So right here, there's that little, whatever the hell that is. I don't know. But that's what makes it trademarked as opposed to not trademarked.
Really?
Yeah. So you can buy, and I have, and look, I'm not lying. I have bought some like knockoff, like a long time ago. I bought like knockoff Clemson stuff before it didn't have that little thing in it, and it always looks weird. Yeah. But if it's officially Clemson trademarked, then it has to have that little cutout in it.
Oh,
so
weird.
You'll have to probably get the image off of Google, like an official image, and then have that to cut it out with.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, make me one of those.
Sure, out of just an orange paw, like a sign to hang up on the wall.
Yeah, I've got a lot of half of the stuff in here I've got from either YouTubers or subscribers, and so that would just be another one. I mean, look, the best thing I've got in here is the BVD. Well, you can't see it on the microphone.
The BVD. I've got mine for him too.
Yeah, the BVD finger painting is probably my most prized possession in here, as far as something that somebody's given to me. But I got a lot of stuff in here from people. Yeah. So, but I can make room for a styrofoam paw somewhere. I promise you. Promise you. Anyway, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. The ACC show. We've got 3 teams left. We've got Clemson, Georgia Tech, and Cal. And this is my fault. I just forgot Cal altogether. For some reason, I thought we already did them, but we didn't. We won't spend an entire lot of time on Cal tonight, and it's not. Look, it's not a disrespect to Cal, but we're going to go through our 2 teams tonight: Georgia Tech and Clemson. And Cal is, well, I'll just go ahead and tell you, they're going the same record they did last year. So they went 6-6 last year in their first year in the playoffs, or in the ACC, and they're going to most likely do the same. Again this year. So there's really not a whole lot to talk about. We'll breeze through the Cal schedule at the end of the show. But we will start with Clemson and Georgia Tech. I got a lot to say about both of those teams. We'll look at their schedules and go through game by game. But before I do that, I want to acknowledge everybody here in the chat. We got Matt Dummett, Jay Shipes, Jeremy, Scooby, Vengeful Gaming, I think is his name. He says, go Noles. Eddie. Daniel Barry. Did I say Goose already? I think I did. Let the Big Dog Eat. Robert. Everyone go check out Robert. You can continue to post that link to the Fantasy Football League. I don't know how I got roped into this, but Robert was wanting to do a fantasy football league, and so I said, "You can." I'm not like setting one up, but you can set one up, and I'll promote it. And then somehow that morphed into me giving $50 at the end of the season to somebody who wins it. So I guess I'm going to owe somebody $50 unless I win it myself. So, but everyone go sign up for that. It's free. I mean, you don't have to pay to get in there. Just sign up. Why don't you sign up, Sea-Dog?
What?
What do you mean? Is it what? Who am I? Have I been talking to myself for the past 5 minutes? Yes. You're not listening to me.
The fantasy? I'm done with that crap.
It's free. All right, don't sign up. Don't care. Tux is here. Gavin Owens is here.
Is it like one of those things where you have to draft?
Dave Brown. Yeah, there's a draft, I think, on September the 3rd.
Oh, kill me. You know, I had to do one of those for the D4. Do you remember that AAA show we used to do?
Yeah.
I had to do one of those for that, and Maddie Sims was in charge of it. And shout out to Maddie. We made up now, but at the time he was like a Nazi about it, and I didn't want to do it.
Well, we're not Nazis about it. We don't care.
We had such beef over it. I was like,
what do you mean he was a Nazi about it? What did you do in the fantasy football draft that made him mad?
So basically, I was pissing everybody off because I guess you're supposed to like bench players from week to week. Like I did my draft, and at the time I was covering the Pac-12, so all I did was draft a bunch of Pac-12 players, and they were all performing really well. But every week you're supposed to like bench players, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to. There's multiple bye weeks. Of course, you have to. If they get hurt or if there's a bye week, you got to bench them. Why would you have them on the roster when they're not playing?
So I never did that because I didn't care. And but the thing is, I was like winning, and it was pissing them off because I wasn't doing anything about it.
So you just set your roster, let it ride, and you were still winning.
Yeah, I was like in the middle of the pack, but the people that were behind me were mad, and
that's funny.
I gotta see if I can find some of the DMs in our. We had a group chat, where it was like for the fantasy thing, and Maddie took it way too seriously, and
was there money on the line?
No.
Why was he mad then? Some people are weird.
I don't know. No hard feelings to Maddie, but it was just funny. We had
well, Maddie's weird. I do know that. So that explains a lot right there.
Yeah, we were totally beefing over it. I was like, I do not care. I gotta look for it because there were some really funny messages that he said. We got into a big argument over it. And looking back, like I feel kind of bad for some of the stuff I said. Cause like, can
you at least tell us some of the stuff you said?
Let's see. Yeah, I found it here.
Okay. I can't wait to hear this.
Well, his argument was that, he's putting in a lot of effort, which I get. I was working a lot.
First of all, that's a lie. Running a fantasy football league takes literally 10 minutes a day. A lot of effort.
Here we go.
I mean, geez, your standards are really low. If running a fantasy football league is a lot of work, then you've got bigger problems in life.
But, here's an example of what he would say. He added D4 and said, "This has been your first time that you have failed to submit a roster. You will receive a warning this week as a result of this being your first violation. Your lineup will be as follows." And then he lists his lineup. And and then he adds me and he goes, "C-Dog, this has been your third time that you have failed to submit a roster. As indicated by the rules passed earlier this week, you will receive 0 points and a designation of DMP in your placement after more than ample warning about these new rules."
What?
Oh my God.
Well, he was treating that shit like a real job, wasn't he? Damn, man.
God, Maddie, I swear I'm not trying to.
So
I'm not
listen,
trying to-
if you join the Robert Fantasy Football League, you won't get any texts or emails about your roster. Nobody gives a shit. I promise you.
I swear I'm not trying to roast Maddie. Like he put in, we all put in a lot of effort towards the AAA show, but I was not into the freaking fantasy thing.
Yeah,
And
I get it. I'm really not either. I'm just doing it for fun. But
and he would do stuff like that, and then he would be like, he kept, and then he's like kept saying like, I want to thank everybody who actually takes the time to submit your rosters. Blah, blah, blah. And I got tired of it. Like, this has been going on for weeks.
So he was sneak dissing you on the side too. Yeah, it sounded like
I was being a little bit of a dick, but I mean, I'm sorry. This isn't me. I really am a nice guy, but I said I was frustrated because I was working a lot. Right.
I'm pretty sure if Matty Sims, or as Law Tide calls him, Fatty Sims, was dissing me and disrespecting me on fantasy football, I probably wouldn't have a good taste in my mouth about it either.
I know,
so I don't blame you.
I kind of pride myself on having a longer fuse than everybody. This was almost like hanging fruit.
Did you see that video that Law Tide posted about Matty Sims? Like it was like, I don't know, it was like a year or two ago.
He dropped an all-timer line. He said, "I've been stood in line longer to piss at Brian Denny Stadium than you've been alive."
He called him Fatty Sims. Anyway, where was I at? Oh, I was going through the chat here. Young Citrus is here. What's up, Young Citrus? VicTube Productions. Mike Norvell is here. He says Mike Norvell says, I was really pleased with the effort today. Talk is Pitts here. Everybody, thank you. All right, let's. It looks like we might have another ACC brethren in here. Somebody who hasn't been on the show in a while. I'm going to bring him in here and see. Well, see if they're still here. They've been in the back room for a while. Hello, sir.
How you guys doing?
Respectfully, are you on drugs, sir?
No, I'm not on drugs.
All right, just making sure. Octavia told me to ask you respectfully if you were on drugs, sir.
No, not at the present moment, no.
Okay, good. Somebody who I know is not on drugs. Well, other than massive amounts of nicotine and caffeine, Rec Talk is also here.
I'm on Mucinex today. I'm feeling pretty good.
Oh, so are you sick? Well,
yeah,
that's a stupid question. Why would you?
Shit, yesterday.
Sorry.
And I had to play a golf scramble with the CEO of our company, and that was pretty miserable.
Wow. What'd you shoot?
Well, I considered quitting at the 10th hole.
You considered quitting at the 10th hole?
Yeah, because I was like, I might literally just throw up all over everybody. I'm like, so I almost was like, hey, just take me back to the clubhouse. Also, we're on a private course, so like, I got yelled at for not having my shirt tucked in, but I didn't care. So, yeah.
What were you wearing?
Anyways.
I got to know this because, I grew up golfing. I've been on a million golf courses. But I understand the dress code. So first of all, before you tell me what you were wearing, let me guess what you were wearing and tell me how close I am. Okay. I'm assuming you were wearing probably khaki shorts, right? I don't know.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, no. What were you wearing? What kind of pants were you wearing?
That made it worse.
Oh.
I had slacks and
Okay.
like a polo shirt, but you
All right.
could wear shorts.
Yeah, so but you didn't have jeans on.
No, dude. Like, I don't. Do you think that I'm an animal?
No, I just said khaki shorts. But you had khaki
Okay.
slacks on.
Yeah, but I'm kind of fat, so it's hard to keep your shirt tucked. You know,
I can
especially when
kind
you're
of.
swinging a
So
golf
I
ball.
agree with. Here's where like the golf courses are sticklers about dress code, and I sort of get it. I don't. If you would have been wearing khaki shorts, but with a golf like a collared shirt untucked, they probably wouldn't have messed with you. But long pants with untucked shirt, it looks like. Well, you look like an idiot. That's why they said something.
Yeah, you got a
Yeah.
point. You do have a point there.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware my shirt was untucked until they told me. So.
Oh, so it was originally untucked, and I mean, it was originally tucked, and through the effort of you swinging constantly, it became untucked, and you didn't realize it?
Yeah, so I was like, look, I'm not going to hit many good balls, but if I'm going to be in the woods, I'm going to be 320 yards in the woods, so we're swinging out of our shoes.
Yeah.
And I swung out of my tucked shirt.
You didn't swing out of your shoes, you swung out of your shirt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's a reasonable approach, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah. I guess if you don't have any skill, I mean, it's all about power. You know, it's not much different than every other sport, like football, basketball, baseball, whatever. Like if you don't have good skill, the only equalizer is power. So
Right.
that was
showing how big your dick is.
you were letting them hang. That's what you were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
can you hit it that far? And then one guy,
Yeah.
because you know you have like A, B, C, D, like D being the suckiest player. I think the A actually played golf at Georgia Tech at one point.
Oh, wow.
And he was pretty ridiculous, like 230-yard 4-irons with a hook to it on the green.
Wow.
It's pretty nice to watch.
Yeah, it's a great sport, but there's always a rec talk on the course, if you know what I mean.
Well, the
Yeah.
sad thing was I wasn't the worst player in our group, and I was the D, which means there was someone who was a fucking liar, Abby.
So hold on, there was somebody even worse than you?
The C player was worse than me.
Oh.
Yes.
You were the D, so you were the worst. You were listed as the worst, but the guy in front of you was actually even worse than you.
Yeah, which means he lied about his handicap. Because that's like, what's your handicap? I just said D. I don't need to tell you a number.
They don't even make handicaps in letters. It's numbers.
I know, but I knew what he was asking. He was
Oh.
trying to seed me in a letter, so I was just like, D.
Well, what did he say his handicap was? I got to know.
I have no idea. He must have said it was around 100, though. Like
100?
Capable.
That would mean if your handicap is 100, that means you shoot 172.
No, okay, then 30. He said his handicap was around 28, something like
All
that.
right. Well, yeah. Okay. So he shoots over 100. That's not. I mean, that's. You're worse than that.
Dude, most people cannot break 100. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Really?
Put a poll in the chat.
What are y'all talking about?
We're talking about golf. There's nobody in the chat that's going to admit to being over 100 score golfer.
Wait, who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Rec.
Oh.
Can you not hear Rec talk or something? What are you talking about?
What's up, Rick Talk?
Hey, bud.
Hey, are you feeling okay?
No.
Where have you been? We've been talking about this for the past 5 minutes. What'd you do? Go take a shit? Or Sea Dog, what are you doing?
I can't read the names on here. Also, my internet cut out for a little bit. I had to plug it back in.
God, you're down. You're down even more bad than Rec Talk on the golf course right now.
Rick Talk, what? Are you feeling okay? What's wrong?
Is this deja vu? Yeah, I said I'm feeling awful.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's on Mucinex and wintergreen long cut.
Oh, you said that already? I must have missed it.
No, it's good. No, yeah. And that's the thing that I'm the most mad about is I'm so congested that I can't dip the way I want. With impunity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's got me upset.
Yeah, I remember that when I used to smoke, and I would get sick. Smoking cigarettes, it wasn't pleasant at all, And so every time I got sick, I for 3 days, if I was sick, and I couldn't smoke, I would be like, well, this is the perfect time to quit. I can't smoke anyway. I haven't smoked for 3 days. I'm still alive. But immediately, as soon as I could breathe again, the first thing I wanted to do was suck more smoke into my lungs. Immediately.
Yes. Yes. Like,
Yeah.
it's like Bert Kreischer said about drinking. Like, I will always be healthy enough to use nicotine. Like, I'll do whatever is required of me to keep using nicotine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me.
That's not an addict. That's dedication.
Yeah. I was so addicted to nicotine when I quit. I actually had hallucinations like I was on drugs, dude. I'm not even like it's not even a joke.
What?
I told you about this.
Crazy.
I saw things that weren't there. I heard things that weren't there. I would wake up in the middle of the night in cold sweat. I was having these crazy. Every dream I had was a nightmare. I haven't had nightmares since I'm 9 years old, and every night for like 5 nights in a row, like it was just me dying terribly in some crazy accident. It was crazy.
Dude. So
God.
we're on the same level of.
I was full on a nicotine addict. There's no doubt about that.
Well, that seems like another level. Like an addict is like, I can't quit if I want to. I think we're at like the next echelon beyond just I can't quit if I.
Yeah, I think you are definitely. I mean, if you're dipping while you're taking Mucinex, that's definitely next level stuff there.
Kind of need it like oxygen.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. I get a hard on thinking about it.
Big time, dude. I got my gun right here.
Reg Talk,
Wait to get another one.
Reg Talk buys dip by the pallet. Like a normal person will go into the gas station or wherever, the convenience store, and be like, "Let me get 2 cans of, what's your brand?"
Longhorn straight.
Longhorn. Boy, that even sounds bad.
Yeah, that's when like you're spending so much money, you have to get the cheap shit to support your habit.
Reg Talk goes online on some Mexican website and orders a pallet that has to be delivered to his house by UPS of some knockoff tobacco from Central America somewhere for like $2 a can.
C-Dog can vouch for this. This is true. What I will do is I will cut deals like, it's not really cutting a deal, but I'll tell the Quick Trip nearest where I live, like, hey, I'm going to be in here and I'm going to be buying a lot of this shit. So every like Friday, I'll just come in and whatever shipment they got in for Longhorn straight, I just buy all of it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
C-Dog, you remember hearing me? I was on the phone with you when I did that.
Yeah, I remember that.
C-Dog,
let's talk some football.
yeah, are you okay, C-Dog?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just making sure. You sound like you've got like 1 heartbeat per minute right now. I'm just making sure you're okay.
I'm great.
All right. Well, less than 1 heartbeat per minute. All right. So here we're going to start with Georgia Tech, and we'll do Clemson, and then we'll just like you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to make an executive decision here. I'm sorry to all the Cal fans. We're not previewing Cal today.
We could do it next week. Like,
but the season's already started next week.
yeah, but no ACC teams will have played.
Stanford.
Oh, Stanford. Well,
We've already done Stanford. Okay, we'll do Cal next week. That's fine.
They're special. They get their
That's fine. We'll do Cal next week then.
own freaking show.
Because I'm not gonna lie. I put 0 research and effort into even previewing Cal. So it like.
Whatever it winds up being is going to be wrong or uninformed. Anyway.
No, but I would like to at least do a little research. I do know. Here's what I do know about Cal in the news this week is that they named their starting quarterback finally, and it's another former Alabama quarterback. I swear to God, there's got to be at least 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the ACC starting this year that are at some point or another were on Alabama's team.
What's his name?
It's crazy. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. And some of these maybe they didn't start get recruited by Alabama, but they eventually stopped there. Like the transfer portal has made this so confusing when you start talking about where people came from, because a lot of these guys came from 3 or 4 different places. All right, so his name is. hold on. How is this even? So this is from On3. It says Cal has named true freshman Oregon transfer. Okay, not Alabama, Oregon. I'm sorry. Jaron Kawai Sagapula Tele. What the fuck? Is this like Ukulele's cousin?
Sagapoo?
Sagaputulele. Sagaputulele is his name. He's been named the starter over former Ohio State signal caller Devin Brown. So shout out to Jaron Kawe Sagapukalele. The Oregon transfer to start at Cal.
What a name, dude. He probably failed kindergarten when they had to like spell their name the first time.
But this has to be a typo because it says Cal has named true freshman Oregon transfer. That's an oxymoron. You can't be a true freshman and an Oregon transfer at the same time, can you?
So you can't transfer. Let's say you're an early enrollee, and then the first thing you can't hit the portal.
I guess maybe that's what happened. But in my mind, if I hear true freshman, I mean you've signed and enrolled somewhere.
It is odd.
Yeah. Is that DJ's brother? No, but DJ's brother is a ukulele also. I mean, this guy's I don't know. It might be his a neighbor. I don't know.
DJ himself, he just rebranded.
Yeah, I don't know what he is. Anyway, Mike Norvell's in the chat says that that DJ sucks. Yeah, why'd you sign him then? I mean, you saw what he did at Clemson. You saw what he did at Oregon State, and you still signed him. And he led you to a whopping 2-10 season, Mr. Norvell. You're right. He is no good.
How many touchdowns did he throw at Clemson? Like you've said this before, it does make Dabo look like a genius.
Yeah,
out of DJ.
Yeah, I mean, Dabo won 10 games with DJ. 10.
Inverted.
In one season.
Inverted,
Yeah. I mean, they should build a statue of that. Forget the national titles and all the ACC titles and all the wins and being the winningest head coach in the history of Clemson football that's been going on for 135 years. Forget all of that. He won 10 games with DJ. Build a statue tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. And on the bottom of the statue, put an inscription that says, the only reason we built this statue is because Dabo won 10 games with DJ.
Can we have a new award like you have the Davey O'Brien and stuff? Have the Dabo for making the shittiest quarterback look the best?
Yeah. Yeah. What would we call that award? The Dabo Award?
The Dabo Sweeney shitty quarterback.
It's the opposite of the Heisman.
Well, it's like the Heisman for shitty quarterbacks.
Exactly. The opposite of the Heisman. All right. So, we'll get enough bullshit. We've been bullshitting around here for 43 minutes already. Let's get into this Georgia Tech schedule. Now, before we start talking about these games, I am higher on Georgia Tech than most people. Actually, that might be a lie. I think, is Georgia Tech getting too much love in the offseason? Like, does that worry you guys in the least bit? Like, because they are being talked about a lot.
Yeah. I think it's a bit.
In my opinion, they are. Go ahead, C-Dog.
No, I think so too. Yeah. Yeah.
So the expectations are high for them. I have high expectations for them, we'll just jump right into it here and see what we come up with. So I don't look at these schedules pre-show because I want to give us like a real-time reaction to these games and a real-time prediction. So, all right. So to start out, Friday, August the 29th, can't wait for that. I might, are either one of you streaming that game on YouTube?
We'll be streaming it together.
All right. So I probably won't then, but I'll be in the comment section. But Friday, August the 29th at Colorado against the Fighting Neons.
The Buffalo.
This is a primetime game on ESPN. I love.
It was moved, by the way.
What do you mean?
It was a Saturday game. They moved it to Friday to move it into a primetime slot.
Really? All right. So are you happy about that? I mean, it's a Friday game, but it's the first game, so it's not during the season, so it's not like it's a short week for them. So I guess you probably don't care about it being on Friday then.
I do care because you get paid off viewership now. So yeah, I do care that it's in a prime time slot.
So it's good for Georgia. So that's good for you then.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you like it. All right. I got you. I like it too. I mean, being the opening week and everything, I like the fact that there's a game worth watching on Friday night. I mean, everybody, look, people can hate on Georgia Tech all they want. People can hate on Colorado all they want. I bet you it's going to be a highly viewed game because of the two teams that are playing and because of the time and day that it's on in week one. So
it's the only game worth watching that Friday night in that slot. Like it's the only like and it's week one, which you get a boost, right? Because everyone's giddy for football.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. Will Dion be running to the porta potty every 5 minutes during this game? And also, will this be the first time we see a porta potty on a sideline in this game?
Man, you're going in hard on this man. I got called racist recently over my criticism of Dion. I'm
not surprised in one
this guy
bit.
Commented, "You live in Georgia, therefore you're racist." And I said, "Isn't that the definition of bigotry? Just judging someone based off like what they look like, where they live?"
I got called racist too recently.
Why?
I was being racist.
Yeah, at least you earned yours, man. I'm proud of you.
Jesus Christ. First of all, what they said about people from Georgia is not true. They are not all racists. Only 98.2% of them are. So
no, let me break it down. The most racist areas in the country are in the Northeast. Go to Boston.
Oh yeah.
Georgia's so racist.
I've been saying that for years, man. Because I grew up in the South, but most of my family lives in the North. Like, I mean, we were the first people to actually move down South out of my family tree, and the people up North are way more racist.
Yeah,
I actually
so progressive with race relations, aren't they?
I used to have this guy that worked for me, and he moved down here from Columbus, Ohio. He's an Ohio State grad, okay. And he moved down here, and we went to some show somewhere. I can't remember. It was like a concert or something at one of these stadiums here. And we walked in there, and he goes, "I've never been around this many of these type of people before." And I go, "What do you mean by these type of people?" I thought he was talking about like weird people or something. He goes, "The black people." I go, "What?"
Was he clearly agitated about that?
Yeah, he was shocked to see so many black people in one place.
We gotta go, buddy. We gotta get out of here.
It's like, I've never seen this many of these people in one spot before. I go, "What do you?" I thought he was talking about weird people. Black people. I said, "Bro, what do you?" I said, "You don't have black people in Ohio?"
No.
He's like, "No."
They're all playing football.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, this should be a great game at Colorado. Of course, because it's Colorado and Dion, that place will be rocking. It'll be packed. I mean, this is the first game of the year, so it'll be sold out and rocking. But let's just be real here. I mean, I don't know who's coaching that team. Dion has. How many coaches from the NFL does Dion have on that staff? Does anybody know? I don't know the answer. It's a bunch, though.
Almost every position group. And say what it is. How many coaches does he have on his staff with no fucking experience?
Yeah, half of them.
I mean,
and
there's a great. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, even Dion himself, and listen, I'm despite all the shit talking, I'm glad that I love Deion Sanders. I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he's alive and he beat cancer and all that. But the reality is he's been missing from the program for the past 6 months because of this health problem. So I don't know who's been running the show there without him there. So I just don't really understand how this is going to be a cohesive unit week one against a good Georgia Tech team. So.
Yeah, it doesn't help them. I mean, I brought this up in a video, like, no matter what you think, it's not good.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm giving Georgia Tech the win here. Actually, you know what? I hope this is a good game just for viewer reasons, but I don't think this game's going to be particularly close. I actually think Colorado's going to lose by 3 or 4 scores. I mean, this game might be 40-20, 40-14. I feel like they're going to get blown out by Georgia Tech.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see it being close. I mean, they do have some talent. But, I mean, they've surprised people before. I don't see us losing to them. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll blow them out by like 4 scores just because we like to run the ball so much. But there are some ways that I've thought about, like, how could this go sideways for Tech? Peete came out with a press conference. Even Josh Peete talked about it, where he was like, we suck, can't do anything, throwing 4 picks, no one's focused, which could just be coach speak and stuff. But in other words, if we try and make Haynes King be this downfield thrower this season, that could backfire. But I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I think Tech probably wins this game by 17.
I'm with you there. Do you know what the spread is? I'm not going to look it up, or it's not that important. But do you know off the top of your head what's the opening line on this?
It's bounced between 3.5, 4.5.
Oh, I'm taking Georgia Tech. If it's less than a touchdown, I'm taking Georgia Tech.
Definitely take that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's definitely less than a touchdown.
Yeah, I just don't see us losing to Colorado. I mean, yeah, I would take us to cover the spread too, but
So it sounds to me like we're all for an agreement that Georgia Tech win here. Gardner Webb the next week. I think we're all going to give that to Georgia Tech, right? We're not going to have an FIU or NIU situation with Georgia Tech at week 2, are we?
No, but I do think the last time we played them, Paul Johnson was the coach, and we almost got beat by him. I don't think we're going to lose, but just a little trivia there for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, according to us, Georgia Tech starts out the season strong on the road at Colorado. Then, sort of a cupcake recovery game against Gardner Webb, and then things get serious. You got Clemson coming to town. Hold on. You don't just have Clemson and Dabo Sweeney coming to town. You don't just have Cade Klubnik coming to town. You don't just have Antonio Williams coming to town. You don't just have Sammy Brown. You don't just have everybody on that team coming to town. Guess who else you have coming to town? PigskinPeete. That's who you got coming. I'm way more scary than any of those people.
Dude, I have been worried about that. Like, with you coming to town, like, you've been starstruck before, right? Like, every time I've been around you, I'm just like, I don't know how to act. I'm like, it's fucking PigskinPeete, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look like such an idiot.
No, first of all, that's fake news. But second of all, I'm not important. But do you believe in karma, or I don't know, whatever it is about people? An aura, maybe, an energy. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. An energy that people bring. I have been to countless Clemson games. I don't even know how. I had to literally sit down and write down all the games I've been to, Clemson games I've been to in my life. I've only seen them lose, I think, once in person. Once.
Wow. Who was that to?
Georgia in Charlotte a few years ago.
All right, never mind that.
Yeah. That was unfortunate. But I do blame that on my wife. That's a different story. Won't get into that. I blame that loss on my wife. I know that sounds crazy, but it's actually pretty true. But this year, I'm bringing the Clemson energy and aura to Bobby Dodd. Y'all should be super, super scared about that. That's all I'm going to say.
I am, dude.
But in all seriousness, I think this is going to be a great game. I'm a little bit disappointed that it's at noon, but I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
Freaking one of our games is or at 1.
I think this game is worthy of being a late afternoon or definitely a night game, but they put it at 12 o'clock. So
Yeah, that's bullshit.
yeah.
I mean, I don't see a scenario, honestly, that Tech wins this game, knowing what I know about the team. But, man, Tech will play out of their minds when they have a top 5 or 10 team coming to town. We're on the road with them.
Coach Key has a winning record against ranked ACC teams. So,
Yeah. First of all, I would be lying if I said that this wasn't one of the 2 or 3 games that I have circled on my calendar as far as like upset alert. Yeah, but I'm sure Clemson will probably be favored going into this. I guess it really depends on what happens in Clemson's first couple of games and also Georgia Tech's first couple of games before we see what the line is there. But I'm assuming Clemson will probably be a slight favorite going into this game, and both these teams will be undefeated going into it. But Clemson has a bad losing record at Bobby Dodd over time. I think they're 14-40 or something like that. At Bobby Dodd through history. Did you know that?
No, but
I mean, we still have a winning record against Clemson. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Even after 9 years straight of y'all beating us.
Yeah.
It's freaking ridiculous, and it needs to come to an end.
It does, and people who are like younger than us, like don't remember. Like this rivalry used to be pretty serious.
Yeah.
Like going back to the Tajay Butler when Calvin was there and Hamilton. Like those were some tough games for both teams.
Yeah, I mean they've been playing each other for 100 years. I mean it is a rivalry. They discontinued the rivalry because of the elimination of divisions, and for some reason they didn't put Georgia Tech as one of the teams that Clemson plays every year. They chose NC State and Florida State, which from a viewership standpoint, I think that probably makes more sense. But
Florida State does, but who gives a shit about NC State?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, the Textile Bowl. I mean, everybody loves the Textile Bowl, right? Clemson and NC State.
Fabric.
Yeah, it's a staple of college football. I mean, and everybody in the whole country watches it. I'm just kidding. But look, this is going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to coming and hanging out with you guys. I'm looking forward to going to Bobby Dodd for the first time. The whole thing. I can't tell you how excited I am for this matchup. Of course, I'm picking Clemson to win this game. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think Clemson wins this game. Like, Clemson has one of the best quarterbacks in the country. They have one of the best offenses in the country. They had questions on defense last year, particularly stopping the run. That's the only kind of feather in your hat if you're a Tech guy. Like, if that continues, we got a shot. But everything I know about Georgia Tech right now, we can't rush the passer to save our lives, and we're going to get beat if we can't do that. And I have no reason to think that that's going to change between now and week 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and not only would I say, would I pick, do I not think Georgia Tech could really take Clemson? It's also that I think this is going to be this will probably be the best Clemson team since like Trevor Lawrence.
On paper, it is.
Yeah.
They've got more NFL guys, like solidified NFL early round picks on this team than they've had since 2018.
Like if this was a DJ Clemson team, I would pick us to win.
Right.
They almost did when they had DJ.
Yeah.
With Collins.
We almost freaking beat you with Collins. That's pitiful.
You remember me and Sea-Dog were streaming that game together on my channel. Do you remember this, Sea-Dog?
Oh yeah, of course I do. That's the biggest stream I ever had because of the freaking storm delay or whatever it was.
Yeah, so there was a storm delay for like 2 hours, or maybe it might have been longer than that. So we're an hour into the delay. We're streaming. We're live streaming this together. It gets delayed. An hour goes by, and they said it might be another hour or two before it comes back on. So I just you know what, fuck it. Like we'll just end the stream. Like, we're not sitting here for 5 hours. So so we end the stream, and I went to a friend's house who a Clemson friend of mine, and watched the end of the game. That was a crazy game. Clemson probably, actually, no, they didn't. Not probably. Clemson did get outplayed in that game. They were lucky to win it. Really lucky to win it.
I remember Dabo being ghost white.
Yeah.
That was kind of the beginning of Clemson's, not downfall, but like their fall from grace almost. Well, from being elite. That was the first time where it was really like a bad red flag of what's to come for Clemson.
Yeah.
It's the biggest scar on Dabo's record.
And almost losing to Jeff Collins. He was ghost white that game. I was
ghost white.
No, please, I don't want to lose to Jeff Collins.
Yeah, it was bad.
Clown in the conference.
What was the score, like 14-8?
14-8.
Yeah, 14-8.
What did we get, a safety or something?
Yeah.
We did get
Yeah.
We did.
It was first of all, it was a terrible. Both teams played awful, so it was a hard game to watch. But Clemson did win. But it didn't matter. They went on to be disappointing that season. John Serene says, "Is Peete going to stop at the varsity?" Well, I'm going wherever the nerds lead me. I'm along for the ride. So I'm not dictating anything. Wherever Rec Talk and Sea Dog want to take Pigskin Pete, that's where Pigskin Pete's going. I mean, unless it's to a gay strip club, then I'm not going.
I'm not a fan
outside of that.
Of the varsity, but you need to experience it for sure. We just won't go before the game because you'll shit your pants.
I'm not the biggest. I'm actually not the biggest fan of the varsity either. Two freaking tech YouTubers, and neither of us care for the varsity.
Yeah, so I don't know if they don't want to go there. I don't know. I've never been to Bobby. Gavin and Owens is asking, have I ever been to Bobby Dodd? No, I've never been. It's unbelievable, actually. I've been to so many Clemson games over the year, away games, bowl games, home games at Clemson. I have never been to Bobby Dodd, so I'm looking forward to that as well. But we don't have to go to the varsity just because it's the varsity. I don't care that much. Whatever. And it's probably on game day. It's probably busy too, so we have to wait. We don't want to do that.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The better call is Vortex. We'll take you to Vortex.
All right.
Where they have
Vortex kick
ass
burgers. Yes.
Yeah. They have stuff you'll literally die if you were to complete eating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to die at Rec Talk's house.
Oh, dude. That'd be a good stream, though.
Yeah. Would be, wouldn't it?
But, man, Pete's not moving, guys. Super chat if I should call the cops or something, or an ambulance. I'm not calling an ambulance still. I get a $100 super chat.
Yeah, $100 super chat. I'll call 911. Let's go.
That's the type of shit me and BVD used to get up to. God rest his soul.
All right, so I've got Clemson winning. I think you both have Clemson winning too, which is kind of shocking. Is that right?
Is it shocking?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, at least you're being truthful, I guess. But so 2-1, we've got Georgia Tech after 3 weeks. Obviously, that even if you lose the Clemson game, your season is everything's still in front of you. I mean, the ACC, in my opinion, is wide open for a lot of teams. So anyway, then you host Temple. And just the interest of moving things along here for time reasons, because I've been doing a lot of filibustering and carrying on with side stuff. Let's just go through. Let's do a chunk of teams here. Versus Temple at home in Bobby Dodd, and at Wake Forest. I'm giving both of those to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Tech wins both of those games.
Yeah.
3 times.
Agreed.
Yeah, we do good at Wake Forest.
We host them, I think.
No, it's at Wake Forest.
It's at Wake Forest. But does that matter?
Last time we went up there, they have a brand new coach.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of them at all. I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the ACC.
Yeah, I think so too. And it is a little bit easier for us because we've already gone through all these teams, so we've already picked a lot of these games in previous shows. So it is what it is.
It says Georgia Tech is losing to Clemson but beating UGA. Yes, that's so funny that you think Georgia's going to be better than Clemson this year.
Yeah, that is funny.
It's so funny how Georgia plays Clemson. They like they magically dodge Clemson every year that they're actually good. It's wild.
Yeah, I've been. Look, Clemson got destroyed by Georgia week 1 last year. We all know that, but guess what? This ain't last year.
They only played teams that suck.
Yeah.
They never freaking played they never played the Trevor Lawrence Clemson or the.
Well, Clemson ended up, getting better as the season went on last year. Week 1 was a complete disaster. And look, I'll give them all the credit in the world. I mean, Georgia played their ass off and whipped Clemson's ass, but Clemson just got better during the year.
Clemson will be the better than Georgia this year.
Probably. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what they do at quarterback. I'm a little bit hesitant to say that until I see what they do at quarterback. Huh?
Georgia will be better than Georgia this year too.
Maybe.
So we're gonna tell that.
So we've got Georgia Tech at 4-1 to start the season. Good opening to the season if it plays out that way. Then, who is it next? Virginia Tech. This is an interesting game here. Now you get this, I think, in Atlanta, right? So it's at Bobby Dodd.
Yeah.
October the 11th. Now I do remember doing the Virginia Tech preview. I picked Georgia Tech to win this, so I'm gonna stick with that. So what do you guys think?
Virginia Tech have beat us the past couple times we played them. They're really pissing me off, actually. We do get them at home, which is nice, but yeah, we do also get a bye week before this, which is of note. But we kind of play like shit after bye weeks, to be honest. Don't you think, Rex?
Are you might be the only person alive that thinks that bye weeks are negative?
I mean, we have like in the past few years, we have not played good coming out of the bye week. You'd think it would be the opposite. I guess we lost to Rec Talk, but
did we?
No, sorry, I'm gonna have to. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop off in a second and switch over to my.
All right. Yeah. Fine. We'll see. I'll just. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see in a minute.
All right, Mr. Roboto.
All right.
I guess my vote means even more here then.
Your vote's very important all the time, not just now.
We get them at home. It's a freaking 1 o'clock. Why does it say TBD?
To be determined.
Yeah, but in my so I have a college football app.
What is it? It says 1 o'clock on there.
Dude, this is crazy. There's a guy commenting on a Georgia versus Tennessee preview I did like 3 years ago.
I feel like, so I'm on the ESPN website, so I feel like the ESPN puts TBD on any game they're not broadcasting. So I don't know where it's being broadcast, but.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm looking on this college football app I have, and it lists the game times, and I've been complaining about this for a while now, because it says every single game we have this year is at 1 o'clock, except for Clemson, Georgia, and Colorado.
That's kind of what it said. It's the same as what's on here. It says Georgia 3:30, Clemson 12, Gardner-Webb 3:30, Colorado 8 p.m.
But every ACC game we play is at 1 o'clock. All those TBDs.
That might be true.
It says 1 o'clock.
Which is a weird time, by the way. I don't know why it wouldn't be at 12 o'clock. I mean, you're in the Eastern time zone. I don't know, like every other respectable team plays at noon or 3:30 or 8.
Right. Well, that's a horrible time slot, and we get it every single week, and all of our ACC play. Are you kidding me?
1 o'clock.
It makes me angry. I'm sure
Clemson used to play at 1 o'clock back in like 1950.
Yeah.
Until they moved to noon, like respectable teams did.
Because it's like, how are you're not going to change up the game? Like you're already watching the 12 o'clock game, so
it's a terrible time slot.
Yeah,
it's a terrible time slot.
And then it's still running when in the 3:30 games.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Awful.
Who's doing that?
I don't know. I hope it's not right, but it says it on my college football.
It is weird.
Maybe
it is weird. Hopefully it's wrong. Maybe you got your time zone turned up the wrong way or something. Who knows?
Well, even if it's a time zone, still playing at or maybe I guess you're saying that'd be a noon. But even still, we don't get all noon games. That still sucks too. I guess I'd rather have all noon games than all 1 o'clock games. But I don't know. It makes me angry, but
it's a weird time slot. All right, but so what do you think about Virginia Tech? I'm going to give. I still think Georgia Tech's superior. Virginia Tech has not sold me one single bit, so I'm taking the nerds in this one here.
Here's the deal. I think that in this stretch, from Wake Forest to maybe not Wake Forest. So in the stretch from Virginia Tech to Pittsburgh, I think we probably lose 2 of them at most, 1 of them at least. So take that as you will. I guess for this game in particular, I'd say we win. Just because we get a bye week. I know we've been playing crappy, but we should be over that crap now. In the third year.
So I agree with you. So 5-1 to start the first half of the regular season out for the Yellow Jackets. Then a little bit of a weird run here. I mean, some of these teams, if you just look at their names, you'd be like win, 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 win. But some of these teams, like Duke and Syracuse in particular,
Duke is solid.
I think are tricky games, and it's at Duke. I can't. I've got to start picking upsets somewhere because I do think Georgia Tech's going to fall to somebody that they shouldn't lose to, that even though they're better than. And I think the game at Duke, I'm taking Duke to upset Georgia Tech on the road there.
I could definitely see that. Might not even be an upset. Like Duke is seriously.
Well, we'll see. I mean, that's week 7, but
the thing is, though, it's really, even though Duke is so good, it's hard for me to pick us to lose because we always beat them, and it never,
that is true.
It never seems to matter how good they are, how bad we are. We just always seem to have their number.
You know what? You're talking me out of my pick now. I was going to pick Duke the upset Georgia Tech, but you're right. Georgia Tech always beats Duke, no matter, even when Georgia Tech's down bad, like they still beat Duke.
Jeff Collins beat them twice.
Yeah. Jeff Collins beat him twice.
He lost to him once, but he beat him twice. I don't know. It's like, and that's the only Duke loss I can think of in a long time.
Yeah.
We just always beat them, man. I have a hard time. They are a good team, and the games are always close. It'll be a slobber knocker for sure.
And Duke will have it. I think Duke's going to have one of the better defenses in the ACC this year. But
Rec Talk is back.
Yes, all right, I'm put him back on. I don't. I'm still gonna pick Duke. I've got to pick an upset here somewhere.
What do you think about the Duke game, Rec Talk?
Shit, I just shut it down.
First, I want to say how it kind of screws us to get these noon or 1 o'clock time slots. So that's something that affects your pay from the conference that you have no say so in. Like there's nothing you can do about that. So that's bullshit. But I would probably pick us to lose to Virginia Tech, beat Duke, because I do think Tech's going 8-4. In my preview, I had us losing back-to-back games on the road to Boston College and NC State. And it's just more likely we drop to Duke or Virginia Tech than lose both of those games.
Yeah.
But I think we beat Duke.
So I said you lose to Duke. Rec Talk says you beat Duke. What do you say, C-Dog?
So I have the deciding vote, huh? Jeez.
The deciding vote. We lost the true Seminole.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh.
Oh, there he is. I thought we lost you. There you
are. You're right. And we do have us, 5-1 now? I don't know. I feel like we totally slip up somewhere. So yeah, I think I'll say a loss to Duke here.
All right, that's fair. Now let's do the next 2 in a row as well. After Duke, you then host Syracuse, who a lot of people are high on. Also, there's a little bit of beef here with Fran Brown after last season's game against Georgia Tech, sort of spouting off at the mouth. Yeah. So, do you want to explain that, C-Dog? I think you made a video about it, or a couple.
Yeah, I made a couple of videos about it. Fran Clown basically got offended over Brent Key's press conference where Brent Key, I guess he took it personally. Brent Key said like coach speak that he says in every interview, and Fran Clown thought he was special and thought that Brent Key was specifically dissing him.
Yeah. What did he say? Tell the people what he said.
he said, Coach Key said we need to go up there and play a tough brand of football. And Fran Clown took it to mean that he was saying that
Syracuse wasn't tough.
Yeah, that they weren't tough. And it's like wow, if they're talking about playing tough football, what does that say about you that you get super offended?
Yeah,
when somebody brings it up, it's like
listen, and I actually kind of like Fran Brown because I think he's funny, but every single what Key said in that statement that pissed off Fran Brown apparently is something that every single coach says every week.
Yeah, we gotta play tough.
Yeah.
No shit, it's football.
Yeah.
That's why we watch it.
He has to pick something to like motivate. It's the weirdest thing ever. Yeah. He also got mad because the band did their halftime show for too long, in his opinion. And then in the press conference, I forget, it might have been against Wake or something. He's like, I mean, you don't come out here playing tubas and shit.
Yeah.
Field goals.
I think he's funny. He said I think it was on the field. He won the game that sort of allowed Clemson to get into the championship game, and he said something like Dabo Swinney better send me a Christmas present or something like that on the field after the game.
Yeah,
that's great though.
Yeah,
that's true. The other shit is just fantasy world stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, having said all that, I mean, I think this is going to be a great game leading up to it, just because of the media is going to do what they do, and they're going to dig up all that stuff from last year. They're going to bring it in this year, so there'll be a lot of yapping going on. I don't even really care what their records are. I mean, it would be better, obviously, going into this game if Syracuse had a really good record and Georgia Tech only had 1 or 0 losses going into this game. It would hype it up way more. But even I don't care if they're both 500, they're still going to hype it up. There's still going to be a lot of shit talking that goes on back and forth. I guarantee you that Fran Brown's going to be talking shit going into this game, because he took a lot of heat from what he said last year. And so this is a game for a lot of people might not think it's important, but it might be important in the ACC, number one. And it's also just, as far as a viewership, nobody, even if you're not a Syracuse or a Georgia Tech fan, this will be one to watch for a lot of different reasons. However, I do think that Georgia Tech is going to be the better team. This game's in Georgia Tech. I'm taking Georgia Tech.
This is going to be fun. I already know what I'm going to say. But hey, get ready not to shower, you stinky bitch, because you're about to get your ass beat. Yeah, Georgia Tech's going to roll in this game, especially at home. Yeah, they're going to beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, I'm not picking them to lose. We're not losing them. We're going to win.
Yeah. All right, so 6-3. Heading into at NC State. Now, need I say more? I don't even need to pick this game. I've already picked it. And there's zero chance I'm picking NC State, so I'm picking Georgia Tech. And this game will probably be over at halftime. Georgia Tech, they'll take the whole team out and the coaches. I don't even know. The cheerleaders will be running the show by the halftime. This game will be over.
Wait, do we have 3 or 2 losses? I thought we only have 2 losses. Duke and Clemson.
I'm sorry, you're right. 6-2. What did I say? 6-3?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6-2. You're right. All right. But yeah, NC State's losing bad. I mean, by like 150. It's gonna be the highest scoring game in the history of football.
Well, I look forward to that.
223-0.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, Haynes King is going to have 18 touchdowns and 500 yards through the air and 300 yards on the ground. 800 yards.
I agree.
That would break a record. I researched for like the post-debate analysis between Jackpot and Sports Talk J, and the record for consecutive touchdowns is 17.
So you're going to break that record with 18, like I said.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's going to be 18 touchdowns.
Does that mean they cheated?
No. 18 touchdowns legitimately.
Okay. No Connor Stallions.
No Connor Stallions.
I think we lose one of these 2 road games.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I'm going to NC State. This is the road game that I committed to going to. I do think we lose to NC State. I am high on CJ Bailey, their quarterback. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people this year. I got us losing this game.
So I actually disagree. I think we're going to lose next week at Boston College.
So Sea Dogs got them winning.
Yeah. I would pick Boston College.
Carolina Jackpot's in the chat. He says, "Don't underestimate Dave Doran."
Yeah.
He's been an abject failure the entire time he's been at NC State. The fact that he still is even employed there is a minor miracle. I mean, if I were an NC State fan, I don't know. Does he have naked pictures of the fucking athletic director's wife or something? I have no idea why he's still there. I mean, I kind of do. I guess they're just, they accept mediocrity.
Yeah.
At NC State because look, you can say what you want to about Georgia Tech in the past 20 years, but even they fire coaches when they don't live up to above mediocrity. I mean, that's what Jeff Collins was. Mediocre.
No, that's being too kind to him, and he was shit.
Yeah, he was shit. He wasn't.
And they gave him 3 years. But what does that say about NC State?
NC State. He's been at NC State for 15 years. 15 years. 0.0 ACC titles in 15 years. Even when Clemson was down bad, they didn't win an ACC title. Is there any other coach right now in the ACC that's been there for 15 years without winning a title? No.
Has he won 10 games?
Once. No, so hold on now. I say once. I'm not even sure he did. I know he won 9 games a few years ago, but I can't remember if he won his bowl game or not.
Let me look because you know what that would mean. Fran Brown's a better coach if he hasn't won 10 games.
Fran Brown is a better coach. Look, you can just throw a dart at a fucking dartboard of ACC coaches. They're all better than Dave Doran.
He has never won 10 games. He won 11-12 at Northern Illinois and 11-12. The best season he's had is 9-3.
Yeah.
9-4.
Yeah, and they're paying this guy. How much does he make a year, Rec Talk? Look that up. It's $7 to $8 million a year. They're paying this guy to win 7 or 8 games a year. Sign me up for that. Hell, I could win 7 or 8 games in the ACC. I don't even know anything about it.
$5.5 million, which is really low.
How much?
$5.5 million.
That's still too much.
So
$5.5 million
for a 15-year tenured coach at a school. That tells you what they think about him. $5.5 million. I mean, the average pay is probably around $6 million.
I hope they keep him forever. But the reality is, there's not any good. He's not any good. They're not any good. However, he does usually have it's usually he has a bad season, and the next season he exceeds expectations. And but when I say exceeds expectations, I mean wins 8 games. So, but this won't be one of them. Georgia Tech by 500 points. Where are we at? What was that? 7-2.
Yeah, y'all got us winning that one at Boston College.
All right, enough on Dave Doran. I'm about to have a stroke over here. At Boston College, this is a tough one. This is a tough one only because I really don't know what to expect out of Boston College. Not because, of what I think about Georgia Tech. It's on the road, late in November, mid-November, 15th. This could be a trap here. I'm in the interest of what I think Georgia Tech's record is going to actually be. I'm going to pick Boston College to upset Georgia Tech here.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same way. Boston College seems to have our number in the same way that Duke has. We have Duke's. I don't know. They beat us so many times. They freaking caused the chip game. I don't know. It's bad.
I think Boston College is the sleeper team in the ACC this year. No one's talking about Boston College. I think, they might come out winning 8 games or something. No one, they're on no one's radar. Also, they have a coach that's smart enough to bench Castellanos, something Florida State's coach cannot do.
That's actually a great point that I've never heard anybody made that point, but it's an excellent point.
I gotta pee.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, but I'm picking us to beat Pittsburgh if you get to that.
All right.
Think about that. Boston College's coach is more competent than Mike Norvell.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
He is.
I mean,
No,
Has Bill O'Brien ever gone 2-10?
no. Bill O'Brien's never gone 2-10.
ever won an ACC championship?
Are you in a hurricane right now?
It might be my phone. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
It sounds like someone is like,
It sounded like somebody shoved a sock down his throat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the detonator?
So anyway,
Try to rejoin.
All right. Is he a Florida State fan?
yes. True Seminole is definitely a Florida State fan.
Oh, I didn't know that was true Seminole. Sorry. Well, I stand on business. Like, Bill O'Brien, I think, is a better coach than Mike Norvell. I do think that.
Well, I mean, he is. Well, it's not really a debate. As of right now, Bill O'Brien's a better coach than Mike Norvell. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's got more history. He's got a better resume over time. Mike Norvell hasn't been a head coach as long as Bill O'Brien has. But but
I think if Bill O'Brien was the coach for Florida State right now, they would be better off.
you know what? I agree with you.
But I'm not even trolling.
I'm not either. I agree with you.
But
Well-
yeah, I'll take the L to Boston College here. No
I mean, there
problem.
might be a situation where Mike Norvell ends up getting fired, and they actually end up hiring Bill O'Brien.
Oh, that would be great.
I'm back.
I freaking love I told you so's. There's nothing in this world I love more than telling someone I told
Well,
you
that's
so.
true for everybody, I think.
They don't admit it though. I'll admit it.
Yeah,
What's going on? What are we on?
especially when you're married. I'm right about nothing. Like 1% of the stuff I'm right about, but when I am, God, she's gonna hear about it.
Well, that backfired on me because I would preempt it with my ex-wife and be like, "There's gonna come a day where what I'm saying right now is gonna be proven so right, and I'm gonna point like Dumb and Dumber and laugh in your face about it."
Yeah, like Rex gonna be like 80 years old, like shitting in his pants, wearing Depends, and be like, "I told you, remember 50 years ago."
I got it.
We've all had that moment with our wives when we hit them with the line, and then they get quiet, and you just know you got their ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But usually the small gratification you get in that moment usually isn't worth the cost.
Oh yeah, it's not worth the price. Yeah, no, the payback is way worse.
Well, the worst is if they just end up crying, which makes me madder because I'm like, I don't even get to enjoy this now.
When they cry, it turns me on.
Yeah, there you go. Are you crying? Are you trying to get me
Crying?
right now? What are you doing?
Let's go upstairs.
You know what'll help your emotional state? My wiener. Let's go.
All right, what are we here? I think we're at 7-3 now.
Did we beat Penn or what?
We haven't done Pitt yet, unfortunately. Well, I'm picking you to beat Pitt, so that would be 8-3.
Agree.
Yeah, we'll beat Pitt.
Down to so this is the difference, in my opinion, between an 8-win season and a 9-win season for Georgia Tech is what do they call this rivalry? What's the name?
Old-fashioned hate.
Good old-fashioned hate.
Clean old-fashioned hate.
Clean old. Man, ain't nothing clean about that. That's bullshit. That's a lie. I guess
Maybe not the way that you might just be exposed to the things I do and say about this rivalry.
I maybe it was clean old-fashioned hate back in 1902, but in 2025, there ain't nothing clean about it.
Oh, it's dirty, baby.
It's dirty.
There's been some funny moments in this rivalry, like when they was that Auburn that greased the rails of the train.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They greased the rails of the train, so whenever Georgia Tech got to town, they just slid past and kept going.
That's crazy.
That's genius, dude. That's some shit I would do. That's like Acme cartoon shit.
The best pranks always borderline terrorism.
There you go.
You just triggered my brain there for a second when you brought up Auburn, and we can't even get into it. The show isn't long enough to even get into this. But have you guys seen that Auburn's trying to claim 7 more national titles? I almost made a video about this today.
Over what?
They're claiming 7 more. So Auburn has 2 national titles, one in 1957 and one in 2010 with Cam Newton. That's it. They're trying to claim 7 more prior to 1957.
What?
Yeah.
Just
right.
Out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere. For no reason, too. It's just like, why would you even do that?
What years are they saying? Is there even a year?
I'm actually pretty sure. Somebody can correct me on this. I think one of the years they're claiming a national title is one of Georgia Tech's.
Hey, chill. What?
I might be wrong about that. Maybe it was Pitt. I think it wasn't Georgia. It was Pitt, I think. But we're talking about like back in 1940 something. Yeah. You know, it's just embarrassing. Like who's comes into the office at the athletic department at Auburn and goes, you know what? The Monday morning business meeting. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna claim 7 more national titles all of a sudden. Like that. And then people are looking around going, this is a good idea.
I'll tell you what's going to be funny is when they take away Michigan's natty in 2020, whatever it was, and then everybody starts trying to claim that.
It's just crazy.
You know how that happened, though? I'm convinced this is how that happened. Hugh Freeze went into a field somewhere and prayed fervently, and then he came back like Joseph Smith, and he was like, God told me we have 7 more national titles.
I don't know if there's something in the water in the state of Alabama, because Alabama's got 18 national, or 19, whatever it is now, but half of them are fake. And so Auburn's like, well, they're doing it, so I guess we should do it too. Like, it just, you don't see anybody else doing this in this day and age. I mean, and by the way, forget about like whether they have legitimate gripe about claiming those titles. Why now? Where'd this come from?
Well, they're not recruiting one all of a sudden. Yeah,
but claiming national titles from 80 years ago is not going to make your team better in 2025.
They're just teenage kids. Just like, hey, we've got like 1 million national titles.
It's so embarrassing. If I'm telling you right now, if Clemson did that, I would be super embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've all called out our teams like the rings with Tech. Like we called that out. Like that's fucking stupid. Why are you doing that?
Yeah. Right. So anyway, that's a different discussion for a different day. You know what? Fuck it. Give me Georgia Tech against Georgia. They're due. 8 overtime. How many was it? 7 or 8 overtimes last year?
It was 8. Goddamn.
8 overtimes last year. I think Georgia Tech's better this year than they were last year. At least that's my prediction. And I think that Georgia is not going to be as good as they were last year. I still think they're going to be very good, probably top 10 or 15 team. I'm not saying Georgia's trash. But give me Georgia Tech in this one. I think they're due. I think they got a better team they had last year. I think Georgia has a slightly worse team they did last year. And so, give me the nerds here.
Nice one, Pete. I agree. I think that this is the first time that, it's really coming together. And certain Georgia fans are saying that we missed our chance last year and we'll never freaking beat it again, but I don't think so. I think that ever since Brent Key took over, it's been we've made linear progress. It's been linear. Like he's won 5 games, 6 games, 7 games. Now it'll be 8 or 9. And also we've lost to Georgia under him by like 17 points, then 8 points, then 2 or whatever it was in the 8 overtime game. Now we're going to win. We're going to overcome it. We're going to freaking win. We're going to beat the Bulldogs. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I got a gambler's mentality, and every gambler ever since the beginning of time thinks that they're due. So that's where I'm going with it. I think Georgia Tech's due to beat Georgia. So the gambler's mentality.
I'm not going to change my pick off my prediction just because we're on here. Like I picked us to lose to Georgia. My mentality is just go out there and fucking beat them. That's what you need to, like all the other stuff. Now, here's what I will say. Georgia fans I can't tell, and I know Sea Dogs experience this. Like, oh man, we want this rivalry to be more competitive. Like, we want Georgia Tech to be better. No, you don't. What you want is for Georgia Tech to be ranked like 12th, and then you beat them every year. And they'll say, oh, man, that was such a great game last year with the 8 overtimes. You're only saying that because you won. I guarantee you, had they lost that game, you'd be hearing about all this conspiracy horse shit. Oh, the refs fucked us and all this. They can't handle this rivalry being competitive because that would mean Georgia Tech's winning it every other year, which is what's about to happen. Yeah. In fact, when we beat them in 2016, my dad works in Athens. That's where his terminal is out of. When he came in Kirby's first year, we beat them. His terminal manager calls him in his office and goes, you better tell them to leave our hedges alone. This is the softest fan base known to me.
All right. So there it goes, everybody. The official record prediction for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets in 2025, according to the ACC panel experts, is 9-3. And I think that's right. I think 8-4, 10-2. Is sort of the window there, in my opinion. So I think 9-3 is respectable. I think that's probably what they'll end up being, somewhere around there. So I think we did a pretty good job there.
That's where most people have them. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what the Vegas over/under is? It's probably somewhere around 8.5 or 8. I would imagine.
I would imagine at 7. I'll look real quick.
Okay. But we got them at 9. So, I mean, you can obviously flip any one of those games around. If you're a Georgia fan and you think they're going to destroy Georgia Tech, you can swap that with another one. You know, I mean, I had them losing to Boston College, for Christ's sake. They'll probably beat Boston College. So, but anyway, 8, 9, 10 wins, I think is right around where they should be. Yeah.
Every major betting service has them at over under 7.5.
I take the over.
Are you smashing the over right now?
I'm smashing the over. Yeah, I think they'll win at least 8 games for sure. Yeah.
I'm smashing it.
Smashing it. And that's with real money too, not just my feeling.
We hit it over the past, every year under Brinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a crazy. Actually, I'm going to Cherokee next week for a night. If there's a future bet on that, I'll definitely bet real money on that over 7.5. If that's what it is.
They had us at like 5.5 wins last year.
Yeah.
We smashed that.
Yeah. And like I said, I think you'll be better this year than you were last year.
Right.
So, I'm all in on Georgia Tech, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm as a Clemson fan, I'm a little bit worried about them, to be honest. So,
it'll be a good game, I think.
Yeah.
Clemson's just been whooping our ass. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
It's almost 8:40. So look, we got to go through Clemson's schedule. We'll probably breeze through this. And I just want to say a few things about the schedule and this team this year. I think it was Sea-Dog that said earlier in the show that he thought this was the best Clemson team since the 2018 national title team with Trevor Lawrence. I think that's probably like Clemson's getting a lot of love. I asked both of you, I was like, are you a little bit scared about Georgia Tech, all the love they're getting? I don't really like seeing Clemson being a national. I've seen a lot of like people picking them to win the whole thing. Certainly to win the ACC. Kay Klubnik's on a lot of Heisman lists. And the fact of the matter is that Clemson is loaded experience-wise. Like, I'm a little bit nervous about what they're going to look like next year because they're losing a shit ton of NFL talent after this year, and probably including Kay Klubnik. But the fact of the matter is they are loaded this year. And, I mean, if you're anybody, I wouldn't want to see Clemson on your schedule. Whether it's in the ACC or otherwise. But they still have to prove it. I mean, they were loaded last year, too. I think they were still going through somewhat of a transition. They still had a terrible defensive coordinator in Wes Goodwin. I never understood that hire to begin with. But this year, Dabo made some changes. They also, for the first time, went in the transfer portal and got players who weren't former Clemson players that transferred and graduated somewhere else and transferred back. They went and got some real guys out of the transfer portal. Wide receiver, linebacker from Alabama, defensive end, probably the best player at Purdue last year. Will Helt, the defensive end, he transferred to Clemson. So they've got just not only talent, they've got depth. Of course, like any other team in America, there is no such thing as a team that doesn't have some sort of weaknesses here or there or unknowns, right? And Clemson's no different. The running game's an unknown. There might be some holes in the offensive line, but I think they're going to be a solid unit. So having said all that, I think Clemson is in a great position this year to put themselves in a position to compete not only in the ACC but nationally. But their schedule is not. I think their schedule is harder this year than it was last year. It starts out Saturday, August 30th against LSU in Clemson. Tigers on Tigers. Fake Death Valley versus the original Death Valley. Brian Kelly is 0-for in his home openers at, I'm not home openers, but season openers at LSU. This will be no different. Clemson will win against LSU. I think the spread is like 3. I guess if it's a touchdown or less, I would bet on Clemson. Actually, everybody knows Vandy Dandy from the chat, the Vanderbilt fan.
Yes.
This idiot actually sent me a message and said, Pete, I'll bet you $100 that Clemson wins. And now, mind you, if you make this bet in Vegas, Clemson is a 3.5 point favorite, so they would have to win by 4. He's betting it straight up with me just to win the game outright. So I'm getting 3.5 points from this moron.
Yeah.
For $100. And he sent me the $100, so the bet's on. Go Tigers. And I'm not talking about those pussy cats down in the bayou. Yeah, fuck the bayou.
Look down in the bayou.
Yeah.
It's funny because every year he tries to get me to do the same bet, where he wants to bet that Vandy will win more games than Georgia Tech, and every single year, I never take him up on it, but if I had, he would have lost every single year.
Well, I often wonder how people's math teachers failed them so horribly in some of this. Why is he giving you that? I think it's 4.
I don't know. I don't know why anybody would take or give somebody 3.5 points at any bet with real money. I don't understand why anybody would do that. It's a sucker bet. I mean, he might win. I mean, if LSU wins, he wins the bet. But that's really not the point. Like, you take any point. I would have bet him on the actual line. But he gave me 3.5 points for no reason. So.
Yeah, I mean, I never bet, and Slim gave me a bet so great I couldn't pass it up, and I won $150.
Yeah,
I mean, that's bad.
That's down real bad. So I've got Clemson. Who do you guys got?
I got Clemson, and I don't know what you guys think. I think the average fan who's not a fan of either one of these teams is going to be pulling for Clemson. Brian Kelly's got some weird negative shit attached to him. Like from a national setting, I think most people will be rooting for Clemson. It's at Clemson. And Nussmeier's got some nagging injury too, right?
Yeah. So I hope he's 100% by the time that game starts. I do. But you're right. He is nursing something.
And depending on how close this game is, this might be the most watched game of this opening week.
Maybe.
It could very well be. Give me
Ohio State and Texas probably will be, but.
That's true. Forgot about that one. This could definitely be number 2.
Sure. What do you think, Sea-Dog?
Yeah, I picked Clemson. I don't think that I think it's going to be a great game, but get them at home.
Yeah, I think that does matter. I mean, and Vegas agrees. Like most Vegas line makers will give 3 points to the home team just for being at home. And that's what the line is. So Vegas thinks it's a toss-up, and they're giving it to the Tigers. Well, the Clemson Tigers for being at home.
I don't think Nuss is that good of a quarterback either.
Yeah,
I don't think he's.
I disagree with that. I think he's a great quarterback, but
I don't think he's all that. I don't think he's as good as K. Klubnik, and I don't think he's elite.
Right.
Also, it's Brian Kelly.
Forget that. LSU's team's loaded. Let's not like sugarcoat this. LSU is loaded at wide receiver. They're loaded at running back. They're both the offensive and defensive line loaded. But they've got Brian Kelly as their head coach.
He's just
brutal.
Oh man.
And I think we've seen now that it was Brian Kelly that was a problem and not Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's been proven.
Yeah.
Did Kelly ever make a natty appearance at Notre Dame? No.
Yeah. Didn't he? Yeah, they didn't lose to Alabama bad.
That's right.
Yeah.
Was he the coach for that? That was a while ago.
Yeah, 2012. Yeah, he was the coach there.
Oh,
He got blown out.
Really, the coach.
That's when you didn't have a playoff, and Georgia and Alabama played before that, and that was kind of the real national title that year, if I remember right. Yeah.
Yeah, they got blown out. That was with what's his name? The Hawaiian guy who had the fake girlfriend online that got exposed. What's his name?
Oh my God!
Yeah, Manti Te'o. Yeah.
Guys, his girlfriend's dying. It made me think of Sopranos. Hey, does she even really exist?
Good times.
Yeah, that was a crazy story. All right, so I think we all got Clemson winning this game. And look, I mean, obviously LSU is a great team, so who knows? But for this show's purposes, we got Clemson winning this. All right, in the interest of time, we're up against a bumper here. Troy obviously win for Clemson. Well, I would hope so. I mean, they'd be down real bad if they lost that game. This is not the Troy of 4 years ago. Okay, Troy's not any good. Then at Georgia Tech, we've already all picked that. We literally just got done doing Georgia Tech's game, so we've got Clemson winning that as a group. So 3-0. Then here's the good thing about Clemson's schedule from a Clemson fan perspective is most of their toughest games outside of Georgia Tech and South Carolina and maybe Louisville. Are all in Clemson. So they get LSU in Clemson, they get Syracuse in Clemson, they get SMU in Clemson, they get Duke in Clemson, they get Florida State in Clemson. So a lot of their tougher games are in Clemson, which obviously helps them. So if this game were in Syracuse, I might be a little bit more nervous about it, but I'm not really. I don't think Syracuse has beat Clemson in Clemson ever, maybe? Where are my Clemson people at? Has Syracuse ever won in Clemson? I don't think they have. I'm pretty sure they haven't.
They had your number for a minute there, I think, when Deshaun Watson was there. They beat you. I don't know if that was at home or not.
No, that before they have lost in Syracuse before, yeah. Was that Watson? Yeah, might have been Watson.
It was, yeah. And they had played you close, too.
Yeah, so there was the game with Kelly Bryant when Kelly Bryant was hurt. And they played him anyway for no reason. Like he was literally in the first quarter out there limping around. Like he couldn't even run. And they almost got him killed. Clemson ended up winning that game, but it was a disaster. But yeah, you're right. I mean, Clemson does have a history of struggling at Syracuse, but not in Death Valley.
So they beat you twice.
Yeah.
0-1 in the Gator Bowl, they beat you 41-0, and then in 2013 they beat you 24 or 27-24.
Yeah,
in Syracuse.
That might have been Taj Boyd.
2013, yeah. What?
No, it wasn't. Anyway, I'm not worried about this game. Syracuse. First of all, I'm not as high on Syracuse this year as everybody else is. First of all, second of all, the game's in Clemson. Give me the Tigers in this one.
Yes. Clemson all day.
Do we lose Sea-Dog? Sea-Dog, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure you're still there. All right. Then after Syracuse at North Carolina. So what do we got? Clemson is now 4-0. According to the ACC panel. At North Carolina, this game is going to be an absolute joke. And a joke that I'm here for. I can't wait. Talk about a game that's meaningless. This game is. And I can't wait for it. I cannot wait to see, first of all, the love fest that's going to go on between Dabo Swinney and Bill Belichick leading up to this game is going to be worth watching. They already did a podcast together. Did you guys see that?
I've seen screenshots and articles of it, but I haven't seen the podcast.
There's no reason to even search it. I'll tell you what it is right now. It was a circle jerk. It was, Dabo Swinney jerking off Bill Belichick for his NFL record and Bill Belichick jerking off Dabo Swinney for his college football record. That's what it was for 10 minutes or whatever. There was no mention of the girlfriend. There was no mention of anything. It was just, oh, he's the greatest of all time. Oh, yeah, well, all of us coaches out here are trying to learn from Dabo Swinney is what Bill Belichick was saying. The whole thing was weird. It was really bad.
What was the point of it?
I don't even know. I have no idea what the point was. That's a good question. It was during media day a week, I think. So I guess maybe there were somebody wrangled them in from the media and said, "Hey, we're on a podcast. Come sit down, the two of you or whatever."
Y'all want to jerk each other off?
It was a circle jerk for 10 minutes is all it was. But this game won't be close. Clemson will destroy the shit out of them. This game is North Carolina's bad. They're going to be bad.
Agree.
So 5-0.
Ooh, I think on the road at Boston College could be tricky for you.
Yeah, a lot of times Clemson does struggle at Boston College, no matter who the coach is, who the quarterback is, whatever. For some reason, Clemson has had a history of some struggle wins and maybe even some losses at Boston College. So I'm not totally opposed to that. However, this year, if this were last year, I'd probably say Boston College could upset Clemson. I don't think that's the case this year, but that's just me. So I'm giving Clemson the win there. What do you say?
They have not beat y'all since 2010. Now, that was in Massachusetts, and it hasn't really been close since then. You had one in 2020. It was 34-28. But look, Clemson, there's a reason people are talking about Clemson the way they do. Like, Clemson just has too much offense for Boston College here. But I think this one could be scary at moments for you. Like, it might be close going into half. Boston College might be up at half or something, but Clemson will pull away and probably at least 2 touchdown victory.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to blow through this here, but SMU, Clemson gets SMU at home. I mentioned that earlier. We saw this will be a rematch of the ACC championship game from last year. SMU brings back a lot, including the quarterback. So I do think SMU is a real contender in the ACC this year. They're one of 3 or 4 teams, along with Clemson, Georgia Tech, Miami, maybe Louisville. But the fact this game, again, a lot like LSU, I don't think SMU is as good as LSU, but I think a lot for the same reasons. The fact that it's in Death Valley, I'm going to give this to Clemson, but I think this could be a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Clemson too.
I'm going Clemson. SMU has a much harder schedule. I think they'll be a little more beat up at this point, and Clemson's going to win.
Yeah, they definitely have a harder schedule. They had the easiest schedule in the ACC last year, I think.
Yeah, by a good margin.
By a good margin, yeah, for sure. All right, and then a 3-game home game stretch here, so I'm just going to blow through this. They got SMU, Duke, and Florida State all in a row. I'm giving Clemson all 3 of those wins. There, what do you guys think?
You lost to Duke last time you played them.
Yeah, we did. I know. That was a week 1 neutral site game. No.
I think the toughest game here is at Louisville. Louisville is a good team. Louisville has the talent to probably go toe-to-toe with you better than anyone else that you play up to this point.
Oh, did I say Louisville yet? Well, I was talking about Duke and Florida State.
Oh, you said a 3-game stretch.
Yeah, we just talked about one of them. SMU, Duke, and Florida State.
Yeah, I got you winning your home stretch there.
Okay, gotcha. That would be 10-0. Now, I'll give you the floor. At Louisville, so now, take into consideration here, Friday night at 8 p.m. on the road at Louisville. Now, they lost to Louisville last year. Clemson and Louisville have had some knockdown, drag-out fight games over the past 10 years. This game's in Louisville on a Friday night. I am worried about this game. There's no doubt about it. I'm giving the win to Clemson because I just think they're that much better. But along with Georgia Tech, SMU, like those are probably in Louisville. Those are my 3 biggest like heart attack games. The games I'm worried about the most for Clemson, and they could easily lose to one or more than of those teams. But I'm picking Clemson to beat Louisville on the road on Friday night.
Man, this makes me think of Rocky too. Louisville's all wrong for you, baby, right here. Friday night on the road, I got you losing to Louisville here.
That's totally understandable. What do you think, C-Dog?
Yeah, I'm almost certain that I chose Louisville to lose when we previewed them, but I don't know. LSU, Georgia Tech, SMU, Duke, Louisville, South Carolina. Pick one of those. I think you lose to them, but yeah. I think just in the interest of, not having you go undefeated, because I probably think you drop one of those and go 11-1 or
All right.
two.
Well, but I need your Louisville pick in particular, because after this we've got South Carolina coming up.
Yeah, no, I think I was gonna say, just in the interest of that, I'd probably pick a loss here too.
A loss for Clemson.
Yeah.
All right. So we got that 10-1. You both picked Louisville. I picked Clemson in that one. Fair enough though. Fair enough. All right. So then they close the season obviously against Furman, which is just, we don't have enough time to talk about scheduling an FCS team in late November, but it is what it is. So Clemson wins that, right? I mean,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
So 11-1. I'm sorry. What? I don't know why I screwed up here. We've got them at 10-1.
Yeah, it's got to be 10.
Yeah, it's got to be 10-1, and there's only 12 games in the season, as far as I know. Then they play at South Carolina. This game is interesting for a lot of reasons. Obviously, it's a bit of rivalry. South Carolina won last year. South Carolina's won 2 out of the last 3, both in Death Valley. But Clemson has beat South. I don't think South Carolina's won a game against Clemson at their own stadium since like 2013 or 12. It's been over 10 years. So it's been a back and forth the past few years. You know, Clemson wins, South Carolina wins, Clemson wins, so on and so forth. Also, I am very high on South Carolina. Also, I am very high on Lenora Sellers. I picked him. Did y'all hear me pick him to win the Heisman the other night?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to say I blame it on being drunk or something, but I wasn't drunk. That's even more sad. I was sober. I never picked Clemson to go 12-0. Never have, never will, because the odds are unlikely. I have literally just gone through this entire schedule and picked them to win the first 11 games. So it pains me to say that they lose this game, but in the interest of numbers and how I feel about South Carolina this year, I've got to pick South Carolina at home to win this game. So I'm picking South Carolina. I'm picking a loss for Clemson here.
So I previewed Clemson and did the same thing. The last time Clemson won this rivalry game in Columbia was 2011. They won 31-17. By the way, that was the end of a 5-game winning streak they had. Just history. Now they've won 2 of the last 3 as well. I don't think it's unreasonable to think that South Carolina wins this game. I got South Carolina winning it.
So that's it. Stephen and Hall's mad in the chat. He says, "You are drunk. Sellers doesn't win the Heisman." Of course, listen, man. If everybody knew who was winning the Heisman, then everybody would be rich because there's odds in Vegas on it, and you can make a lot of money doing it. I had to pick one player in the country last night on the Lunch Money show, and I picked Lenora Sellers. I mean, here's the reason why. Do I think Lenora Sellers is better than Cade Klubnik? Do I think he's better than, I don't know, you can name 4 or 5 other quarterbacks and even other position players in the country? No. But he does have more opportunities, I think, to put up the type of stats and get the exposure. There's never been a Clemson player in 135 years that has won the Heisman. Not one. Now, of course, eventually there will be one. Will it be this year? I'm not convinced of it until I see it. But I think Sellers is a great player, and I think he's got more opportunities, and the SEC just gets more love as far as the Heisman goes than the SEC does. So that's my rationale. I'm not saying he's better than Cade Klubnik. I don't think that at all.
He could be more exciting to watch, though. That's a different question, and that's kind of what voters look at, right? Like, he can make some. I mean, he had 17 broken tackles against A&M and stuff. Like, that's fun to watch.
Yeah. I mean, Steven, did you watch the Clemson and South Carolina game last year? I mean, Sellers made Clemson his bitch. It was embarrassing. So, but anyway, off that topic. So there we go. 11-1, I think is what we got Clemson at. No, I'm sorry, 10-2. 10-2. Yeah.
And that puts them in the ACC title.
And that puts them in the ACC championship game, and most likely in the playoffs, even with a loss in the ACC title game. But which I think they'll probably win. But so there we go, 10-2 for the Clemson Tigers, according to the ACC panel. I have 11-1, but together we have 10-2. I think we were pretty much in unanimous agreement about Georgia Tech at 9-3. I think the floor for Georgia Tech is somewhere around 8. and the ceiling is probably 10. Vegas has them at 7.5. I'm pounding the over on the Yellow Jackets. Give me 9-3. I think that's very possible and probably likely to happen. So there you go, everybody.
We did it.
We did it. We did it.
I will say, I think Georgia Tech's floor is probably 6-6, and their ceiling's probably 9-3.
You think the floor is 6-6?
Yeah, I think if their defensive issues are as bad as they could be, then yeah.
Wow.
They could go 6-6. And we're talking about floor, so let's say their defense is worse than I even think they are, and they have some injuries at key positions. For sure.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking 7-5 for a floor, but I guess it could go. I guess so.
Well, let Jamal Haynes get hurt. Let the number 2 running back get hurt. Let Haynes King get hurt, and then let the defense be.
Well, I guess that's absolute nightmare scenario, but
that's what a floor is, right?
I guess.
Yeah,
so.
I guess so. I mean, I guess I would change my tune very quickly if like Haynes King got hurt, and obviously I don't want that to happen. You know, early in the
year. That's what worries me. Like he hasn't had a single year where he's healthy. However, this year or past year, we discovered Aaron Philo and how good he can play. He's a good quarterback too. So we have a very good backup, and I feel good about him going into the future. So I do feel better about the quarterback situation when it comes to that.
Well, Haynes King getting hurt's not the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is if you have injuries on an already thin defensive line.
It's not the worst case scenario. In fact, I think it's the most likely scenario.
It is the most likely.
So I do have to end the show. So in closing words, I will say this about that. But look, preseason predictions, record predictions are silly as fuck. Okay. We all know that. There's so much that can change from week to week in college football. But guess what? We don't have to worry about that much longer because football starts this week. Woo! Let's go. So I'm 100% sure that my predictions and your predictions, Sea Dogs, Rec Talks, and everybody in the chat, all of your predictions will change from week to week from now till then. But guess what? We haven't seen a game being played. So it's all projection. It's all fun. And I love you guys for being here to be part of it. Both Rec Talk, Sea Dog, and all the people in the chat. So
I just went 6 to midnight thinking about football. This is great.
Yes, I'm going to Atlanta, Stephen. I'll be there week 3. Yes, with these two guys.
With the nerds, baby.
With the nerds. Can't wait.
We're going to go to the Calculator Museum. Dude, this is going to be so much fun.
Calculator Museum. I'll be at the strip club while you're there. All right. All right.
Dude, there's some hot girls that are into calculators.
Yeah, probably a better chance of getting laid in the Calculator Museum than at a strip club. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, because your competition is way thinner.
Yeah. All you need is a TX 1000 or whatever the hell it is.
Well, you could just be like, yeah, this is fucking stupid. Let's go do something else.
What's the best Texas Instruments calculator? What's the equivalent of like a Corvette?
A TI-89, that's what I had. I mean,
TI-89? Hey, he's flexing on us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm better than y'all, but I did have a TI-89 graphing calculator. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. All right. No, I do have to go, though. Thank you, Rec Talk, for coming on. I really appreciate you, brother.
All right, see you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Rec Talk, everybody. Go check out his channel. It's called that, Rec Talk. If you haven't seen his channel, he's one of my favorite college football YouTubers, and he does it the right way. Sea Dog, what you got going on? Anything? When are we going to start seeing some more Sea Dog videos? That's what I want to know.
Coming right up.
When?
Coming right up.
All right. Soon?
Yeah, soon. I'll do my schedule prediction, and I'll start doing.
I mean, you had a legitimate excuse, like you were moving, and you were living in a camper for a while. Then you were building a house. Then you were getting the house ready. But now you're moved in. You're settled, right?
Yeah, but now I got a baby on the way.
Well, once the baby comes, that's a different thing. But the baby's not here yet.
All right. Well, I'll be back making videos very soon. I'll do my
good. And I always say that because I love you and I love your videos. That's all.
Don't worry. The Sea Dog, I know. I've been slacking in the off season specifically. Once the season gets started, I get into it and I get going.
Gotcha. All right. Well, everyone,
I've been bad about doing stuff in the off season.
Yeah. So so next week, next Tuesday night, we'll do Cal as the last team left. We just kind of forgot about them, but we'll We'll figure it out, I guess. We'll do Cal next week. All right, Sea-Dog, thank you for thank you, man. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
All right. Thank you all of you too for tuning in tonight. Had a lot of fun. It's week 0, baby. Let's go. Where am I? Tomorrow night, the return of the call-in show. That's right, 10 p.m. right here on this channel. The return of the college football call-in show. Be there or be square. See y'all then. Have a great night.